All right, well, hey there, I'm in the studio again, and we're talking about mentoring using the tools at PursueGOD.org. And so far we've talked about why you should do it and how to do it and what we're making. And in this video, we're going to sort of put it all together, and we're going to talk about mentoring in the big picture, specifically what we call the three phases of disciple making, right? Because if you're considering doing this, then you need to know, like, what steps do I need to take? And there are three main steps, these three phases. So we're going to show you this image and we're going to unpack it together. Now what we're doing is we're making a full circle follower of Jesus, but in order to do that, you have to invite someone into a relationship, and then you invest in them, and then you empower them. And those are the three phases of disciple making. So guys, let's unpack this together. Ryan, you're a salesman, so you, of all people, you understand the invite.
Yeah.
Talk us through how you invited some of your guys that you're discipling, that you're investing in right now. How did you invite them into a mentoring relationship?
Well, because I'm a salesman, I'm also very comfortable with deception, and so I don't tell them this is going to be a relationship.
Okay.
Instead, what I do is I'll send them a link to a video. I'll say, hey, why don't you check this video out?
Okay.
You know, I was thinking about you, and I know a guy who's going through some hard times with his daughter.
Right.
And so one of the videos that we watched recently was Winning the Heart of Your Daughter, which I thought I had seen that.
Yeah.
And then I sent this out to another guy and said, hey, check this out. Let's talk about it.
And so that was enough for him to say, oh yeah, he watched the video. Let's sit down. Or are you still waiting to hear back?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what the video is. For this guy, yeah. So we're going to meet for lunch and we're going to talk about it.
That's great. So you're still in the invite phase.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it every week with them.
Right.
But you're giving them a taste of what it would be like to have a meaningful conversation where you can really help them out with something.
Right. And what I've seen is that for the people that come, they see a great benefit in it, and so they want to come. Let's do this again.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time when I've had to say, do you want to do this again? They ask me, hey, let's do this again. I got a lot out of it.
Right. Kenzie, for your student group, how you've been doing it for over 3 years, how did you first invite your girls into the student group?
So I went through you guys and through their parents because they can't drive and they probably can't be trusted with that kind of responsibility yet. So you guys texted their parents and kind of coordinated it.
Right.
And then now that we've been doing it for longer, I can just text them and then they can coordinate with their parents on how to get them there.
Yeah.
But I think for students, it's important to go through the parents to get more accountability.
Yeah, so right now you're in the investing phase with these girls, but the inviting phase took a little bit of a team effort.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be the case for parents watching these training videos. If you want your kids to start mentoring, you're going to have to be involved, parents. Tracy, for you, how does it work for women typically?
Just to do the inviting part of it?
Yeah, for the inviting, yeah.
Yeah, for me, a lot of times people will say, hey, I'd love to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
And so for me, what's changed is that I now use the tools, so it's a reproducible thing. Instead of it just being the way I would help someone would be different than the next person.
Right.
And so I'll just say, that's great, let's have coffee. And usually the first time I just kind of get their story, just who they are, kind of what are the topics I'm thinking in my mind, what are they talking about, what category would I pull from Pursue God, and then I'll say, let's find a topic, and next time we get together, let's talk about that.
That's good. Now we'll talk more about inviting in another video, but let's put this image back up there, because now we're going to talk about that second phase, the investing phase. And you notice there's something in between the inviting phase and the investing phase, and it's the word start. And that actually represents a link on our website that when you're ready to get started, when somebody is ready to actually meet with you regularly, we encourage you to use one of the start pages. Now there are a couple dozen start pages. There's one for men, for women, for students, for kids,
Marriage,
for faith.
parenting.
Yeah. And so the start page helps to bring a little bit of structure to those regular conversations that you're going to have. And in particular, there's something on each one of those start pages called the 101 series. Tracy, explain what that is.
Yeah, so in each of those main categories, we decided it might be helpful because there's so many topics to choose from. It can be overwhelming that when you go on any one category, you'll see this 101, and it's kind of our top 10 best of. The topics that we feel like if you would hit those, someone's really getting a good glimpse of what our topics are about and covering different issues within that category.
Right, and it's not that you have to use a start page or the 101 series, but the feedback we've gotten from so many people using our tools is there's just so much, and
Yeah,
there's
it's
new
overwhelming.
content every week. So that's good, especially if you're looking for some structure at the beginning. And I think structure at the beginning is really helpful because it helps everybody relate. It helps everybody to move forward. It makes the conversations a little bit easier. Ryan, I know for you, you don't really have to use the one-on-one series at this point with the guys that you're discipling, right?
No. So for us, what they'll do is my guys will pick a topic. In fact, at the end of so I meet with right now 4 guys at once.
Right.
And then when the meeting comes to an end, one of them will say, "Who's picking the topic this week?"
Right.
And so usually someone volunteers.
Yeah.
And then a few days ahead of time, they'll send out the topic via text to all of us, and we
Right.
have an opportunity to watch it.
Yeah, and Kenzie, for you, you're well into the investing phase. Is that how you do it with your girls too?
Yeah, we normally just kind of switch off on who picks a topic and who leads it.
But here's the thing, it's easy to get stuck in that second phase. So let's look at that image one more time. The goal isn't just to invest. Remember, the goal is to empower them to be the disciple maker. So in order to do that, you're going to have to train them, right? And so click on that training button on our site. In fact, this is the training series that you can bring someone through. And the reality is, if you don't train them to go help the next person, then they're probably not going to go help the next person. And your influence stopped with them, right? So Kenzie, for you, I know you're about ready to do this with your girls, a few of your girls.
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to receive that?
I mean, I hope they receive it well. I think that over these past few years, they've really seen the value of what we've been doing, and hopefully they'll want to go out and do that for another girl.
That's right. Ryan, for you, I know for guys, I think you were a unique person that you were so interested in helping the next guy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys are probably more like, no, I'm not, I can't help somebody else. Have you run into that with some of the guys that you mentor?
No, actually the opposite. I think because guys see value to it and they're inviting their friends, which I didn't expect, because I was all about just the one-on-one, with a friend.
Yeah.
Which I think has a lot of value because you can get into more personal things that you may not want to share in a group with maybe whatever you're struggling with in life or want to improve on in life.
Right.
But on the other hand, now this group has just sort of come together and they're inviting other guys. And 2 guys in particular have said, hey, I want to mentor this other guy in my life or whatever.
That's great.
And so I think that these guys are going to get to a point where they're ready to go off on their own and do that.
And it's because it's simple, because you've modeled it. It's so simple and valuable, right?
I think valuable, yeah. It's more valuable than it is simple. And simple, it's very simple, but I think you need both of those things, right?
Yeah, that's good. Tracy, for women, is it easy to empower women to go out there and help more women?
Yes, I mean, women are pretty comfortable talking and engaging with women, but I will say a lot of women, their initial reaction is, well, I don't know if I'll know enough, or I don't know if I don't know what to say. And then as we go through it and we're modeling and they see how the topics work and how the tool works, they're like, I can do that.
Right. Yeah, that's good. So remember, keep that picture in mind, those 3 phases of disciple making. You're trying to get someone to go full circle, but the way to do it is first you have to invite, then you have spent some time investing, and then finally you empower them to go do it with somebody else. Now there's a lot more to talk about on that, and we've got questions below that you can discuss with your group or your mentor. And there's also all kinds of other training videos on these topics as you want to dig down more into all of this. But understanding this picture is really going to be important for you as you move forward.